today I just thought I'd come on and express in the way I do in a letter to, and I think you will guess who. Actually, I think the name is in here, but it's just my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings. This emotive style shenanigans that's going on the world stage in front of our eyes, in how someone like me can't look away. And I suppose I bring these words to you, as you know, to bring a calm and a peace for all these feelings we've got lingering as the injustice that we see placed in front of us on our screens. So here goes. How and why I use these simple words placed into the English language to try and deconstruct what's been placed out in front of me. For I only post on the things that I see and feel, and today I felt a whole wave of emotion hit me. For your actions and behaviours do have power, but not in a way to make people feel good. Not one of peace and serenity, more like a tidal wave of grief and confusion, sadness, all edged with a glaze of irony and hypocrisy. Lucky for me, that same dictionary of words that I speak on provided me with many more, in which I'm able to form in a way to try and bring calm for all the madness and non-reality that you bring in order to try and twist all that you were given into a new sounding hymn. So Meg and I write a letter to try and understand the actual reality that we are all witnessing in a formula of together as the people all found each other. You see these feelings and waves all crashed into the same shore, as witnessing all the pain and lies, as we can all see this disguise you try and hide behind. You make us question you more, for this worldwide privacy tour places you out in front of our eyes in a way in which we simply can't look away. This car crash TV life, your life, the one you chose for celebrity life, is one that you wanted, which would have been okay if it hadn't have been based on another's pain. Actually, many at this point, as the mental health body count that lays behind you is growing day by day. In fact, it spreads across the people every time you want to take your prince out to play. And here as to why I felt the need to write this today. I see some footage of you on a stage with him stood behind you. Him asking to make room, to which you simply ignored his request and made even less room. Upon a stage you gain because of this prince next to you, or should I say behind you now. I watch you edge even further, bridging the gap to make sure he's seen last. I watched him look lost and stiff while staring to the floor and self-soothing with his hand rubbing against his tie. Upon this stage for the spare you told him, and then he told us, but I never watched him be treated this way before, by them or us. A title of his past he believed, for I see it was only the start of what was to come. But less about him. For you, I am here to focus on. For what I witness and see is a paper in future in psychology for students to research on, in how when given all to someone like you, like we watch the whole world, all of us on full view. The man, the title, the world at your feet, a platform so big where you could actually help, empower and feed. To learn and to teach, to wear the most perfect clothes and be carefree and not a concern for money. To be placed out in beauty and power and live a life of sheer opulence and wealth. In how that need for more, that continuous feed will bring you crashing to your feet. How you will simply set it all back and go into reverse in that desperate need to control the universe. That trait in how it will lead you astray. Because we see you. We see all that you have carved and created. We see the changes you have tried to curate. But you don't acknowledge any of this. That smile upon the middle of your face which will continue on anyway. How and why? When the world are questioning all the decisions you take and can prove every word that you speak on in fake, how and why do you continue without a stop to hesitate? How can you sleep at night knowing the harm and tears that your dad has cried? For I watch them and I feel them. How can you not? What went on in your head when you knew he could be taking his last breaths, yet chose to not be there to bring him closure just in case? Why is it you can bring yourself to all these stages and not hear yourself speaking upon the importance of family? How can you not connect the two and see you are not the best person who can demonstrate this to us? How can you believe that you are the one to empower young girls and women when the only reason you are on that stage is for the work of another, our queen, and knowing we are all watching and watched what you did to her when you took the hand of her grandson and led him away to play a game? Why is it you believe you are a feminist when all we see in your history and wherever you are, there has been a man to empower you, to prop you up, to open the doors for your dad, to Trevor and now Harry and his family? Invicta started with them, the jam idea you took from them, the soap ad was down to your dad and the connections he had. And Trevor no doubt had that door open until a ring came through the post as you became a ghost in his life, where he probably played the host. Why do you not wince in shame? How can you continue on these stages with that title above your name, like it's rightfully yours to claim? Why do you want it, if like you say it means so much bad and caused you so much pain? Do you ever wonder what life could be like if you chose another way? And even if that meant getting out in a way, but choosing to be free and bringing peace and harmony for him and you, and your out-of-sight children who you never seem to be there for. Instead, you're out here in front of us, making sure you're the one centre stage to preach some more. A desperate need to change the game, to prove you're right and they are wrong, to maybe justify your behaviour so strong. But don't you think this has gone on long enough? Do you not look on and think this is what got me here in the first place? For I had it all, why did it all go so wrong? Maybe not blame them so much, maybe look closer to home than at all of them. For years now, they have not been by your side and you have managed to cause all of this, which leaves you not a lot else in life other than this dangerous game of trying to bend the curve to make us to believe and feel like you are and should be trusted and you do deserve. But here is the thing, Megan, we watch someone go in to reverse and single-handedly destroy her own and his universe. We watch you carry on like you don't even know it and speak a lot of words and try and own it. But your actions and behaviours stand out over you, and here's reactions at times when around you that can't hide it. For many people are not like you. Many people would feel what you do. They would carry guilt and empathy, sadness and grief. They would not be able to turn the other cheek. They would find humble with this world and platform so big and want to provide a stable and able to their kids, to show them two families from two walks of life, for them to understand where they come from and show them they have a whole army by their side to love and support, to help them grow and to show. But not you. You chose another way, didn't you? You chose you. You chose a trauma state and a prince to reenact a new name and role above him. A spare he declared to the world, in which they did to him. But the biggest visual I see is a spare only when stood next to you. So in a nutshell, as I share my thoughts and feelings, as I too come crashing to the shore in shock, in horror and disbelief as someone insists on enforcing themselves upon me. Just a people and a person. I am the perfect audience member in which they wanted to inform and speak out as they sold out. For I'm not a journalist and neither am I an expert. All allegedly is here and all I speak are subjective thoughts placed out in a form of a true movie review. I am not a doctor or an expert, so I could never diagnose. But I believe one day many people will look back at the events in what I say and what we see in the now and will understand perfectly what is in front of us on the world stage, and that's Megan, surrounded by lots of whys and hows as she continues to smile on anyway. Signed, The Aftermath.